Hi everybody, Karen Shaw Gratitude Gal here, and this week I'm in beautiful Mobile, Alabama. They've got alligators here and spiders so big they look like they could carry my luggage. Definitely not what I see back home. But you know, nature doesn't just look good, it rewires how your mind and body function. Nature changes your brain. And the best part is, you don't need a mountain retreat or anything special. Just something as simple as looking at the sky, checking out a plant, can spark a powerful emotional, physical, and mental shift. This is the Karen Shaw Podcast. I'm Karen Shaw. Let's get started. We're in the fifth and final episode of the Backpack series, and what a journey this has been. If you've been following along, you already know what's inside your well-being backpack. We've explored so far intentional breathing, hydration, sleep, and journaling. And in this episode, we turn to nature, the most ancient and perhaps most instinctive of all the fundamentals. Science shows time in nature literally reshapes and changes your brain. And that's what we're going to explore in this episode. What attracts us to nature? What's happening in the brain when we experience it? And how even the smallest experiences with nature can positively reset your entire system. And just a reminder, if you find this information useful, please like and subscribe. A simple click means a lot. Thanks. You know, nature's unique. It stands out above everything, above any other transformational tool, because we are completely surrounded by it. Even if we live in a city, nature still finds us in the light through the window, the rhythm of the seasons. It's part of our design. We were made to live in connection with the natural world, and that's what makes it so powerful. This connection is built into who we are. And whether we realize it or not, we're constantly drawn to it. And think about it. We're always telling our kids to go outside. We plan picnics outdoors. When we take vacations, we often choose the beaches or the mountains. There's a reason for that. We instinctively know that nature restores us, and that's not by accident. Here in the United States, we've designed our world around our need for nature. There are thousands upon thousands of parks, all created because people need green space. They need to experience nature. Our park system has over 100,000 parks, and in 100 most populated cities in America, there's more than 2 million acres of city parks and open space. From massive spaces like Central Park in New York City to small neighborhood gardens and walking paths. These places exist because generations before us understood something vital. Parks aren't luxuries, they're lifelines. When we're in nature, we're not judging, we're not comparing, we're simply experiencing. Nature doesn't demand anything from us, it just allows us to be. And this sets the stage for something researchers call, I love this name, soft fascination. It's a gentle, effortless kind of attention that happens when you're engaged with nature, when your mind can rest while still being lightly stimulated. And while soft fascination can happen in other places, music, art, or prayer, we've all experienced this to some degree. Nature is where it can happen easily and powerfully. Now, before we go any further, I want to be really clear about something important. Soft fascination is not automatic. You don't just step outside, look at a tree, and suddenly peaceful. You feel peaceful, right? Like so many things that support our well-being, it takes awareness and sometimes a little practice. If your mind is racing, or you're used to constant noise and stimulation, it can take time to settle into that quiet rhythm that nature offers. But the more you go outside, the more you notice the nature around you, the easier it becomes. Over time, your brain learns how to rest in that state of soft fascination more easily and more deeply. There's even a name for this. Scientists call it attention restoration theory. This is a framework developed by psychologists Rachel and Stephen Kaplan. This works when you are in nature because it gives your mind a break. Your attention, the part of your brain that's always focusing and planning, all day for some of us, finally gets to rest and recharge. Think of it like this. Your brain's focus system is like a muscle. And like any muscle, when it's overworked, it tires out. Nature gives that muscle time to stretch, to breathe and rebuild. That's why after a walk in the park, things will often feel lighter. You think clearly, you can handle more. Here's how it works. Most of our day is spent in what they call directed attention, the mental focus we use when we're working or managing details. Now, this is effective, but it's exhausting. That kind of attention draws heavily on the prefrontal cortex. This is the brain's control center. And like any muscle, when it's overworked, it fatigues. Nature changes that. When we step into natural surroundings, our attention shifts. Instead of focusing by force, we begin to notice things. The sway of branches, the call of a bird. That's soft fascination. It's the brain's version of an exhale. And when this happens, the prefrontal cortex, that control center, finally gets to rest. It resets and rebuilds our ability to think clearly, regulate emotions, and make decisions. Even short amounts of time in nature, 15 to 20 minutes, can significantly improve focus and mood. In one study, people who walk through a park for less than an hour perform better on memory and attention tests than those who walk through busy streets. But nature's effects go even deeper into the body itself. Roger Ulrich, one of the leading researchers in this area, found something remarkable. Hospital patients who had a window view of trees recovered faster after surgery than those who faced a wall with no window. They needed less pain medication, had fewer complications, and were discharged sooner, all from simply having access to nature through a window. That single study changed how architects and healthcare designers think about healing spaces. Later research showed that even adding plants indoors in hospitals, classrooms, or offices improves air quality, reduces stress, and increases focus and well-being. Physiologically, here's what's happening. Nature reduces activity in the amygdala, the brain's alarm system that governs fear and stress. At the same time, it activates the parasympathetic nervous system, the body's rest and recovery mode. Heart rate slows, blood pressure drops, breathing deepens. The entire system shifts from fight or flight to rest and restore. Modern neuroscience even shows that nature increases activity in the default mode network, the part of the brain involved in reflection, creativity, and meaning making. This is where perspective and insight live. And then there's awe, that feeling you get when something vast or beautiful stops you in your tracks. Research shows that awe expands our sense of time, increases generosity, and quiets self-focus. It reminds us that we're part of something bigger. So when you add it all together, the restoration of the mind, the calming of the body, and the expansion of the spirit, you begin to see nature for what it truly is. Not just a backdrop for life, but a biological and spiritual infrastructure for well-being. Nature restores the brain. It soothes the nervous system. It reawakens meaning and connection. It heals the body, sharpens the mind, and strengthens the heart. That's not just psychology. That's grace at work in real time. And while the science explains how nature works on us, what truly brings it to life is experiencing it for ourselves, seeing in real time how the natural world can calm and completely change a moment. I want to share something personal. Years ago, I was crossing a bridge with my husband. We were having a conversation like all spouses do that wasn't going well. The kind that starts small and begins to escalate. At some point, I just thought, this isn't going anywhere. So I turned and looked out over the water. The sun was shimmering across the surface. That silver light dancing on the waves. It was just beautiful. And because I had already been practicing paying attention to nature, I allowed myself to focus on it, to just take in that movement, that light and calm. I lost myself in the shimmer. And as I sat there watching, something remarkable happened. All the tension from that conversation, the frustration, the heightened energy, it simply lifted. It was gone. That's the moment I truly understood how soft fascination works, how it transforms your internal world, no matter what's happening around you. It changed how I saw nature forever. To start to bring more of nature into your life, you want to start small. I did. Just take a few minutes each day to step outside. No phone, no agenda, and just notice. Look at the light and how it shifts and moves. Check out all the different colors. In one tree, you will see so many different shades of green. It is really quite remarkable. Quiet your thoughts and try to listen. We may start off only hearing cars, but when we still our mind a bit, we discover a whole range of sounds. And be curious. If you can't get outside, bring nature to you. Add a plant to your workspace. Open a window. I love those miniature gardens or a waterfall. Even photographs or sounds of nature can create a calming effect on the brain. Try anchoring one daily habit, like morning coffee or evening reflection, with a few moments of soft fascination. Sunrise and sunset are perfect for this, and they also set your circadian rhythm we talked about in our episode about sleep. And here's something I've noticed. I've noticed this over time. When we share nature with others, something even deeper happens. My granddaughters, after walking a barefoot path one day, convinced me to start a little nature club. Now we have nature club meetings. And what I've learned through all of this is when we help children see the beauty and uniqueness of nature, we're not just teaching them, we're teaching ourselves. Sharing nature strengthens our own connection to it. It fortifies that sense of calm, curiosity, and belonging within us. So as you move through this week, remember this. Nature is both the teacher and the classroom. It meets you where you are. And if you keep showing up, it will show you what peace feels like. Find your moment, even 10 seconds, to pause, breathe, and look around. Let something simple hold your attention. A leaf, a cloud, the shimmer of light on water. That's your pathway into soft fascination. You'll be amazed how your mood, focus, and energy begin to shift. Because nature just doesn't sit outside of us. It's part of who we are. Nature will change your brain, but more than that, it will change how you see the world. If you know someone who would enjoy hearing this podcast, please share. Word of mouth is one of the most powerful ways to get our work to others. If you want to keep abreast of what we are doing, please like and subscribe. This is the Karen Shaw Podcast. I'm Karen Shaw. Thanks for being here. Bye-bye.